I hit the record button too, just in case shit hits the fan.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Wild. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So before we get into the real bit of it, welcome to the You Don't Have to Be Right podcast episode. Who knows? Who cares? This
Apparently
is
we
the
don't.
probably. Yeah, we don't care. This is part one of who knows how many Kingdom Hearts episodes are gonna be.
Oh, it's going to be the rest of this
This was
goddamn podcast.
nah. It'll only be like
20.
three at most. This one's gonna be most focusing on Kingdom Hearts and Chain of Memories. But before we really get into that, Jodo, how you been, man? I mean, Wes, how you been? You're not Jodo. Who's that?
Some dead streamer. I killed him.
Bro, yeah, you killed them.
I
Now
killed
become
him.
stronger.
I killed him.
Yeah, now Wesley.
I'm
You
no
killed him.
Wesley. He's in Siberia.
Yes, I bet.
Yes. I've been all right. I'm
Excellent.
tired. How are you?
Yeah. I'm alike. I'm awakers.
I'm awake.
More awakers as we go because we have I'm drinking coffee. So as
coffee.
as this podcast happens,
Getting a little coffee, huh?
A little bit of coffee in my cup.
Little coffee.
You know that's how we wake the coffee. Anyway, if there's anything you want to talk about before we get into Kingdom Hearts, this is your one opportunity.
I mean, I'm kind of excited to start asking questions that are going to spoil the whole series for people. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts by now, first off, don't be mad that we're spoiling it because it's been years. Second off, this is your warning. Third off, you're welcome.
Yep.
I mean, I started a new job and I'm very tired. That's why we're doing this on Saturday.
I understand that. Mm-hmm.
So,
well, for the next 2 weeks, it's probably gonna be Saturday podcasts if they're available, and we'll see what his actual schedule is, and we'll figure out podcast times for that.
Yay!
But
all right, so
this is
you started playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, let's start. Let's start with a brief synopsis.
Hold on.
Okay.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Oh, it is the 4th. May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Also, before we get into Kingdom Hearts, by the way, there is a My Hero Academia episode out today. Just
like
so
an
you
actual one.
Yeah, it's the start of the season, so you might want to watch that when you get a chance.
Oh man! All right, is it pretty thick?
All right, I have no idea. I haven't watched it.
Well, I'm gonna watch tonight.
Yep. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. So
is
brief synopsis, and then I have some questions.
All right, a brief synopsis of Kingdom Hearts. It is you start on an island with a young lad and his 2 friends. There's some other people around who are just a young lad. They're just miscellaneous Final Fantasy Final Fantasy characters. Titus, who cares? Who knows who they're people from other games.
They died.
No. You have you're having strange dreams, and your friends all want to build raft to get out to escape this world, to go to a different world on a raft. Anyway, after a tutorial and a couple days of doing it, you'll have dreams where you get this weird weapon called a Keyblade, and you've been using them in your dreams, and that's the tutorialization of how you do stuff. Gotcha. On the 3rd day of you being on this island, maybe a Destiny island, the island gets all spooky and basically gets consumed by the first time we use this word, darkness.
Oh.
When it happens at night.
I'm going to stop you there real quick. Keyblade slashing damage or blunt damage?
In Kingdom Hearts 1, it's purely slashing.
Okay.
But that can change.
Okay. Gotcha.
In my opinion. So you in the middle of the night with the one cameo of Sora's mother we have that makes her canonically available in this entire series, which we will touch back on later.
All right.
You go to this island in the middle of the night, which also lets you know that this world is not just a singular island. You go to the island and everything's a shit show. Your friends are nowhere to be found. There's a bunch of little black, like bug things, which we don't know what they're
Is this
called
the
yet.
starting
They're
island, or is this
heartless.
the second?
This is the starting island. This is the starting island. When you're on that starting island, you cannot find Kyrie or Riku, which are your friends. You go into this weird cave that has a door in it, and there's assumably is Kyrie there, but she's not really responsive. You see her, the door opens behind her, she flies into your arms and disappears. Yep. You go and then go to a different player of the island, and you find Riku, who says the door is opened. We're gonna go to different worlds. Reach out your hand, and big puddles of darkness appear on your floors, and you don't ever touch his hand. That's the main story bit that's needed.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while that's happening, Disney things happen. Oh boy.
Disney.
Goofy and Donald are sitting on a grass field as they know stars are going out, and that's kind of weird. I'm doing this by memory, by the way.
Say
Stars
it's
are going
chain
out.
of memory.
We're not there yet. We will talk about that. This is don't worry. The start of this game's got a lot of lore in it, and that's all we're doing. Blah blah blah. They notice it's going out. They go to find. They go to look for their king. Their king's not there, and there's just a letter for them telling them to find a key and to follow the key.
Okay.
Got it. You, as the main character, Sora, wake up in Traverse Town. That's all you really need to know. It's a place where lost souls kind of end up. No one really talks about where they're from because that's taboo, apparently. That's seems like a weird. The plot demands it. You run around while there's Heartless. You get run into Final Fantasy VIII's Leon, who beats the shit out of you, unless you're me and gamer, and you beat the shit out of him. And he then basically tells you the lore of who you are and what you are. You're a Keyblade Master. When you're not the Keyblade Master, you're simply the rank of a apprentice. No, you're the chosen Keyblade person.
You're the chosen
That's all.
one,
Who
Anakin.
gives a shit? Yeah, you're the chosen one, Anakin. Yeah. So, after that, eventually you meet Donald and Goofy, and you become the little troop going around the world. You go visit worlds to figure out why those look for King Mickey and your friends. Disney worlds happen. You discover there's something called the Princesses of Light in the middle of it, and eventually you end up at the end of the game.
Nice. So, would you
No,
like to?
no, I'm just that's literally the Disney world. You fight with your friends, you get mad, you realize that there's bad Disney villains trying to capture the princesses of the worlds that they're all in. There's a couple other princesses. Riku's a dick, because that towards the end of the game you discover Kyrie's inside you. Yep. Like not weirdly, but like part wise, like there are two souls inside of Sora, kind of thing. Because you find her body when you're in Peter Pan world, and the body is unresponsive, like chromatosis. That's fun.
Still alive?
Yeah, still alive. Responds whenever you get nearby. You get to the last world that is the only other, well, one of the three non-Disney worlds called Hollowed Bastion. You go fight Riku. Riku's a little upset spaghetti. You have a little bit of a Keyblade tug of war with him where he gets your Keyblade for a moment and then you get it back. Because mumbo jumbo from other games. Two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl. That's pretty accurate. Except it's not. Spoilers though. After you beat Riku, he gets all sad, and then the darkness inside of him, he starts speaking with two voices. That's weird. And then you fight him again, and what happened? And so this is the moment, right? So this is I want to talk about this. So you get your Keyblade Black from Riku. This is important, and nothing else has mattered up to this point because you're at the Maleficent's the main bad person, and you're in Hollow Bastion. You go all the way up to the top. You fight Maleficent. You fight her two-phase boss in the game, and then you go fight Riku again, who's basically possessed by a thing. That's all you really know. And he's got his own Keyblade that lets you unlock people's hearts. And because he goes on this big tirade, right? No, it's not a Star Wars podcast.
Should have been.
You wish. It should have been. He goes on this big tirade of like how we can't unlock this Kingdom Hearts thing because Kyrie's broken, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with this Keyblade, which probably does piercing damage. Until you unlock her heart. Cool. we say, nah, man, that's stupid, and we fight this person until we win, and then we're like, hey, they were kind of white, right?
They
Um,
were kind of white.
I they were not. Well, they were kind of right, and then you turn the keyblade on yourself and you stab yourself, unlocking you commit seppuku or whatever it's called, and then you see Kyrie's little soul fly out of you, and you turn into a heartless because that's what happens when people in this game die. Now, this moment of Sora doing this is what causes the storyline to go to shit. You learn later, since we have started Kingdom Hearts 2, we can't talk about this. When a person becomes a heartless when they die, they can also become a nobody. A nobody, which is basically the body, or like the loose, like the fleshy non-soul bit of a person can reanimate and try to become form, and they can become a nobody. This is important later, but Sora's now is a heartless. Don't worry about that. This is the point where everything matters. There's a game. There's Kingdom Hearts Chain Memories, which is the next game, and there's a game called Days. When Sora plunges himself with the Keyblade, that is the start of Days.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy watching the sunset over France. Nerd.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, watching the sunset over France. Anyway, Sora is heartless. Kairi is awake with Goofy and Donald. They go down to the bottom of this is all cutscene. You're at the bottom of the cutscene. Kairi recognizes your antenna is slightly different than all the others' antennas, and that you're Sora, and somehow, through the power of friendship, reses you.
Through the power of Okay.
Everyone runs away, and then they come back to Hollow Bastion to seal the door that you opened with all the Princes of Heart, and then you go to the one last world and fight whoever possessed Riku in Kingdom Hearts.
At the end of the series?
That's the end of the game. So basically, Ansem wanted to get Kingdom Hearts open, which is he thinks the almost supreme darkness, and it has all the hearts in it.
What is Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, that's a tough question. It is where all darkness gathers. It is also where the original light is, but it is also the heart of all worlds.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was a door.
No plot holes in this game. It is a door.
Isn't it also a moon?
Yep.
So why?
Well, no. So you're talking about the moon for Kingdom Hearts 2. That's not a real
Not
Kingdom
the first
Hearts.
moon.
That's a fabricated one. No. That's a space station.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's our Star Wars time. No,
so
the Kingdom Hearts that you're dealing with in Kingdom Hearts 1 is a portal to darkness world, basically, right? That is where he thinks the darkness is. But we know, because we've played other games and it's explained later, that it's actually where the OG, like, as Nomura calls it, light is. And the heart, that's why it's called the heart of all worlds. So that's why you get the infamous line at the end of the game where Ansem calls the dark of all darkness Kingdom Hearts, and the door is open, and he's like, and Sora goes, I know now that Kingdom Hearts is not darkness. That's why I said it again. Kingdom Hearts is not darkness, but light. And then Ansem gets sprayed by light instead of darkness.
Oh.
Yeah, because even though the Heartless are all there, and it definitely goes to the realm of darkness, it's got a light ball in it, apparently.
Okay. So.
Yep. You have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Why do we have a human princess?
Yep.
And we have a Mickey Mouse king?
Okay, so Mickey Mouse is the self-proclaimed king of the worlds. He's not really a king. He's a king of his world, but he is not really one. The princesses are random, like, beings of light. All of them are Disney princes except one who is Kairi. I believe the princesses of light, and this is why they can open the door in Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts, which that route once Sora and Mickey Mouse seal the door, actually they do at the end, it can't be used anymore. They're basically, trash now. They're no longer important to the plot. The princesses are, I want to say, Aurora, is that how you say her? She's the original Maleficent's princess that she hates or whatever. Snow White, Alice, Snow White, Sleeping
Ariel.
Beauty. No, Ariel's not one. Um, Belle. Forget who the 6 is, and then Kyrie because there's only 7. 6 is someone I don't know. I can go look if I want to, but whatever. They're all Disney princesses except one.
Yeah.
And you in Kingdom Hearts 1, you only deal with Alice and Jasmine. I didn't say Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. Okay.
Jasmine's the 6. You only deal with Alice and Jasmine are the 2 princesses you see before the rest are there. And that's it. That's the main plot. There is other games you'll play where Maleficent is trying to find these princesses, but that's later and in the past.
Past
So.
future.
Yeah. So that's the synapse of Kingdom Hearts 1. It's honestly like, if without all the extra knowledge that you know when you play the game, it's just a game of like darkness versus light, monsters, and like people wanting to control the monsters, and then there's like you're the good guy and stuff.
Right.
I have critiques.
I'm sure you do.
It's not aged well.
No.
If you don't have any nostalgia for Kingdom Hearts, don't play it. It's feels like a really dumbed down RPG. Luckily they made it so you can control the camera. In the original game, you could not control the camera; it had auto camera stuff.
That sucks.
I have beaten the game on Epic Games in under 16 hours twice now, but each time I've done it in the Epic Games Store has crashed in a way where I cannot get that achievement. So that's a big critique of Epic Games Store. Nice. So there are 2 worlds that you can pretty much skip. You can skip Hercules and you can skip the Little Mermaid.
Hercules. Why would you
Hercules is pretty easy to skip. Because you do the start of it and like you never have to go back and do any of the Colosseums. It was basically a place to help you level if you needed it, and that's it. You only have to do half, so you don't have to actually seal all the. So as you're going, what I didn't mention in the story because literally you don't have to do it. You like don't have to do all the worlds. You only have to do one side of them. So most people, what they'll do is they'll go do Monstro and then they'll go do Night Before Christmas and then move on to the end of the game. I did all of them just as kind of whatever.
Sure.
Ursula is the dumbest boss in the world and completely unbalanced.
Why is that?
Because she does lightning damage and half of your attacks in Kingdom Hearts are bound to the square and circle buttons, where in the Little Mermaid, the square and circle buttons, not half, but like any cool combo stuff, are the up and down in the water buttons. So you can only do basic attacks. It's really stupid. This happens again in Kingdom Hearts 2 with a different world.
Can you rebind them?
When they turn you into No.
Good. Good. Glad to hear that.
This is a PlayStation 2 game port. What are you talking about? But rebind what?
You can rebind PlayStation 2 game control stuff.
Well, let me just tell you. So, as part of the world in Little Mermaid, you are just not able to use these abilities. They do not exist. It's not allowed.
Not allowed.
Overall, my besides what is the I call it the like a singularity event that makes this Kingdom Hearts storyline pretty convoluted. As a standalone story, it's all right. It's a lot of other people have analyzed this. It's just a little hero's tale story. You know, you're a nobody that turns into the hero. It's not bad. Yeah, and then you seal the door to darkness and everything's fine. So now, unless you have any more questions about OG Kingdom Hearts, we can talk about Chain of Memories.
Let's talk about Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories happens immediately after Kingdom Hearts.
So you get turned into Heartless.
So you turned. It's not really important now. You've defeated Ansem.
Oh, because in Kingdom Hearts 1 we got changed back from a Heartless. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Kyrie saves you, and then you go defeat the bad guy after that happens. Yep. He said, "Come, Guardian," and you said nay, and he died.
Okay.
You think? You've made you've fixed all the worlds. All the worlds are coming back. Kyrie's on Destiny Island. You're in some grass field with a path, and you get a bottle from Pluto that says, "Good job. Come find me when you can." Mickey Mouse.
Okay, so
Cool. Oh,
the
also, I do want to say
self-elected
something
king.
about. I do want to say something about Mickey Mouse that's interesting for a
Yeah.
fact. Mickey Mouse is not in Kingdom Hearts 1 except at the end, and he is in his classic Mickey Mouse outfit.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know why?
Because they barely got the licensing in.
No, they had the licensing. Disney didn't trust that Kingdom Hearts was going to be a good game. So they did not allow Mickey Mouse to be in it except for one scene, and he had to be in his classic outfit.
Nice.
So
So
the scene
that
he was in was at the
so
last end of the
Edgelord
game.
Mickey Mouse was not a thing in Kingdom
Nope.
Hearts 1.
You will be starting to see a lot more of Edgelord Mickey
Gotcha.
Mouse starting now.
Gotcha.
So, chain of memories. You are on this path. As you get on this path, your first edgelord guy in a jacket basically says, "Hey, go this way to find Mickey Mouse. I trustworthy." He says more than that, but you go down the path that he goes, and you come to a big castle, and the castle is called Castle Oblivion.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Mm-hmm. The moment you step foot into Castle Oblivion, there is you're on the entryway of it. The door closes behind you, ominous feeling as a person in a black trench coat does it, and all this nonsense. You go to attack the person in the trench coat. Donald does some, ver fire or whatever nonsense. Cast fire. You swing with your sword, fancy, and Goofy stands with a shield, and you discover all your abilities are gone.
Okay.
This will not be the first or the last time. This is the first time, but this will not be the last time Sora loses all his powers. Water. This is my blood's already boiling.
So we've walked into this castle, and then we're like,
Yep.
nah, bitch, we gonna fight, and then we can't fight. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If this ends
The
up not
helpful
being a
man
part of the plot, I'm going to be very angry. Like this whole game.
the helpful man. It is and it isn't. The helpful man in the black coats explains to you that your peasant normal abilities no longer work here. This entire castle is controlled by cards. And he throws some cards at you. He lovingly and kindly tutorializes fighting in this game. This
So
man
he's a
in a
Magic
black
the
trench
Gathering
coat.
nerd that just wants to have a captive audience. Okay.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Okay.
He gives you you fight him. He gives you a wonderful little dialogue of to know is to forget and forget is to know, basically. From now on, I will call Kingdom Hearts Chain Memories Kingdom Hearts Gaslighting the main character.
Okay.
And he throws you a card that's like, you can go to other worlds with this card, blah 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 blah, and the deuce is out with the darkness portal.
So he has a
You
passport.
go to this card,
and then he takes the thing you were here for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are 13 floors of Castle Oblivion. I'm letting you know as just someone who's talking about it. And gameplay wise, the way Castle Oblivion and the way Kingdom Hearts gaslighting works is you have to basically make a deck, and it is a simple game of higher number better. If your card is higher than the other person's number, you get to attack and they don't.
So if you had a 3, I had a 2, I would not be able to attack. You get to attack.
You would get a ching sound, and I would hit you. Now, this is all good and dandy on a Game Boy Advance when it's all like it's like not top down, but like the side angle, do where an old Final Fantasy game. But in the remake of it, you are playing in essentially Kingdom Hearts 1 like reality, and you have to make sure you make contact with the person as well. So if you attack and you're nowhere near them, you will not hit them.
Cool. Nice.
Your deck only has so many cards you have in it because there's a leveling of like each card counts mana or some bullshit.
Right.
And you have to basically make sure you make contact, have higher stuff. You can also combine 3 cards to make a special move sometimes, or just be that much higher than the other person. Okay. Trick is though, higher isn't always better, as 0 counters all. 0 if it counters all. 0. Yeah, so if the way 0 works is if you play a card that has 9 and you cast 0, you will counter my 9. But if your 0 is out trying to do something, I can counter it with any number. So it always wins if it's coming into battle. It always loses if it's in battle. Kind of
So
thing.
I could throw it down as a defensive thing, but I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to win anything with it. What if 2 zeros fight?
The 0 coming in will win. Because remember, the 0 that's in play will lose. So this is mechanical stuff. Seems really simple. It's kind of annoying until you get to your first enemy that is one of the big belly guys. I don't know if we never really talked about enemies or anything like that, but there's a certain Heartless that has a big belly and you can't attack him from the front. So no matter what you do with your cards, if you attack this enemy in the front, you won't be able to hurt it.
Okay.
So now you have hack and slash mechanics with card games.
How does that work? You throw the card at it?
Because you can't, you have to, no, you don't understand. There's no cards in the game. You play the card and Sora goes, hi-ya, with his Keyblade.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
You use the fire card and Sora will cast fire.
Ah. That's,
But it will still do nothing if it's against something that's immune to fire.
Interesting.
Story-wise.
Okay.
Story-wise with Sora. By the way, I also have, at this point, I want to amend something. As I was playing this game, I said I had beaten it once.
Yeah.
I will now amend on this podcast to say that I never beat Chain of Memories before I played it on stream. When I got it as a kid, I got it on a used Game Boy Advance and a used Game Boy Advanced game. So because of the way that worked, this is first later. There are actually 2 times you have to play this game twice. With once is Sora, once is Riku. The Riku side of things is a lot easier than the Sora side of things. I beat the Riku side. I never beat the Sora side.
So you didn't know there was a first half of the game.
No, I knew. I thought I beat it as a kid, and I did not. Because there's no fucking way in hell I beat this as a kid.
Okay.
So, story-wise, what happens is this is a retelling of Kingdom Hearts with extra stuff. So all the Disney worlds in this, most of them in Kingdom Hearts 1 were fluff as well, but there was at least like the princesses you were looking for. You were trying to see what's going on with the world. This is just a bad retelling of Disney stories with a twist of like not knowing people. Traverse Town is the only initiating interesting thing, because you meet all your friends that you knew from Traverse Town, but they don't remember you. But they're slowly, as the story goes on, just kind of knowing your name for some reason. And you as a character are very confused by this because you know them.
So people just have amnesia.
You make fun of the... Yeah, but Sora quickly forgets that he's in a castle and this isn't actually the people he's talking to.
Okay.
Moving on, Sora keeps forgetting things. You go through the first couple Disney worlds, pretty much everything is... He's just slowly starting to forget stuff. Jiminy Cricket, who is the guy who's keeping your journal that's been on your shoulder for the entire game, his journal is completely blank now. They are forgetting. They are forgetting friends. He has pretty much forgotten Riku. He's forgotten everyone. But he's starting to remember something.
Okay.
He's starting to remember a girl named Naminé.
Naminé. Isn't that the person that was with what's his nuts in the very beginning?
Nope.
Because it was the angry, angsty dude that you fought halfway through the game, and then there was a girl in the same place.
In Kingdom Hearts 1?
Yeah. When you go to Traverse Town for the first time.
That's Kingdom Hearts 2. No, Traverse. No, that's you're thinking of a Final Fantasy character.
Oh, okay. Because it was the dude that is all angsty and angry at you that you fight, not the dude with the Keyblade, the other dude. Leon.
Yeah, Leon
Didn't he have a female partner?
Yeah, that's Yuffie from Final Fantasy 7.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I thought you were talking about her. Okay.
No. So
I'm
Naminé
picking
is just
up and putting down.
So if you've played Kingdom Hearts, you would know that Sora doesn't know anyone named Naminé, at least in your knowledge. He's starting to get memories of this girl, and he's starting to have a promise of stuff. And he's starting to forget Kairi at this point too. Up to the fact where he pulls out this charm that's very informative to Kairi, that is now a different charm. It's not Kairi's charm. It's like a star charm. During this also, he's been fighting some of the black trench coat guys have been revealing who they are. You meet a guy named Axel very early on who tests you.
Axel!
And yep, he is going to be he's going to be very important later, but right now he's not super important to the
You're
story.
fighting Axl
You
Rose? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you run into a different character who's just awakens a lot of people step on me mommy kinks, as she just calls you a toy and tries to kill you.
Okay then.
I hate her. No, that's she literally, I think it was over 10 times in the game, calls you a toy.
Is she like Resident Evil giant lady status?
No, she's like a tiny little ninja. Like that she uses just electricity. Her fight was really annoying. That's all I remember. I don't what's her name? It's not Marluxia. Marluxia is the bad guy at the end. No, maybe it is Marluxia. I don't know. Hold on. Let me
So we're still in Chain of Memories?
Yeah.
And she's in this castle.
We're gonna be for a while. Yes. We will actually probably talk about a game that we weren't able to play because you're not able to play it, but you see all the cutscenes in the game. So I don't care enough who she is, but basically you fight her, whatever. You move on. Towards you're getting very close to the kind of the end. You're on like floor 10ish right now, and this is where me as a player, and one is me as a player, and two as just in general, it gets hard. You get to floor it's your floor 10 or 11, and you run into a guy that has ice powers and a shield, and he's kind of like the leader of this little troop. Background story that's happening right now also. Axel, you find out, because every time you go through floors, you find out that Axel is there because he thinks all these members in the trench coats are trying to betray a greater organization. And he's right. So he's doing things. Axel is an assassin. Cool. That's what you kind of find out in the background. And so as you basically beat the shit out of people, Axel's just killing them if you don't, as Sora.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like actual death in Kingdom Hearts
Axel's
right
like
now.
murking people.
Yeah, he's in the background murking shit.
Okay.
So you fight this dude who is wanting to make puppets. You also of people. He's basically like I'm gonna make a puppet of you, blah, 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 or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't care. You fight him twice, and the fight is fucking impossible. I could not do it. I got stuck on this boss for about 6 hours, and what I did was at the end of the day, I went and wikied it how to beat this guy.
Okay.
And so at the start of the next day, we went back to Alice in Wonderland and got a bunch of stop cards and basically got what's called the lethal frame cheese in this game, where you do these 3 cards in combination. Yep.
Okay.
You do 3 cards in an order and you anime slash the fuck out of the guy.
Nice.
That's all you do for the entire game until the final boss.
You're like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, basically. So that was why I hate this game, because it's literally like there's one made cheese to beat these bosses, and everyone else will tell you that this game is very hard unless you do this cheese.
Okay.
This is why I know as a kid I didn't beat it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you beat that guy's butt twice, and then you run into a Riku that you sort of now remember again, and he's super pissed off at you.
The guy who's supposed to be dead.
The Riku for. Riku's not actually dead. Okay. He's your friend from the first game. He was stuck in the realm of darkness as with Mickey Mouse, but he's no longer possessed.
Okay.
He was possessed by Ansem. Yeah, sorry, I kind of skipped over that, but whatever.
So Ansem possessed.
Ansem possessed Riku. Okay. In the first Kingdom Hearts, and then when you beat possessed Ansem Riku, he essentially just consumed him, and Riku was trapped in the world of darkness.
So why does Ansem want Kairi?
Ansem wanted Kairi because she was the final princess of light that had
the
to
door
open
of darkness.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's why
picking
Kingdom
up where I'm
Hearts
putting down.
unlocked.
Okay, gotcha. And Ansem was acting through Riku.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when we beat Riku, Ansem just kind of said, like, threw him away like he was trash, and he was kind of floating around in the world of darkness.
Gotcha.
Cool. So this Riku's acting like Kingdom Hearts 1 Riku for basically it's his memory. Basically, the bad guys said we put Riku's memory in this body, get fucked. And so we fight Riku ex Machina, But
Riku
the
Ex
last time we
Machina.
fight him, we fight him a couple times, and he's like, I don't give a shit about anything. I'm just gonna protect Naminé. You hate Naminé. You went out and did stuff, and just it's Gaslight Central, right? That's all you need to know. At this point, also Sora has completely forgotten Donald and Goofy, so they aren't even a thing anymore.
Oh, okay. So they're not in the game.
Yeah, he remember they never really were. The way you got to use Donald and Goofy is they would randomly drop on the floor as cards.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not explaining it because I don't care.
Okay.
So you get to floor 13. The leader of this whole thing is there. And he's basically like, everything they've tried to do isn't working. The last floor is just called Castle Oblivion as you go through the doors and try to get to Marluxian, as he is just super hella pissed off because he was trying to use Naminé. You basically, at the start of floor 14, you actually run into Naminé and you talk to her. Axel's at the start of the floor. You fight the shit out of Axel and he lets you go. You don't actually kick his ass. You talk to Naminé and Naminé's like, yeah, I feel terrible. I was basically being used to control your memories. I am a witch that can control all your memories. I have made you forget everything.
Interesting.
And only remember me. She doesn't mention it in Chain of Memories, but I can tell you that it also makes it everyone who knows Sora forget him.
Okay, you were saying something along those
lines. Besides certain people. Well, yeah, Donald and Goofy's have kind of just randomly reappeared on the final floor. He sort of knows who they are, I guess.
And they're Donald and Goofy.
He got mad at them.
He got mad at them.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So she feels terrible about it because she was being, used. She felt like she had no other choice, but she doesn't want to do it anymore. So we have to go fight the guy that's going to kill her if she doesn't do it anymore, basically. Okay. Marluxian. You go through all the floors, and let me tell you about the final boss of this asshole. I hate most of the combat in this game. Okay. I really like fighting people. Like when you're fighting the trenchcoat people, their fights are brutal and annoying, but you're fighting like an actual person, so it's kind of interesting. Like, it's not like there's like 20 heartless and only one of them's going to do a random attack and you have to like time your attacks around it. You're dueling. It feels like a duel, which is kind of cool. I hate all the heartless bosses because it was just basically, can you beat the shit out of them before they DPS you down? Because you have to remember, if you try to heal in this game, the heals have numbers too, and if they're too low of a number, you will lose your heal, and it will never come back.
Okay.
So, Marlux's fight is a 2-part fight. That if you die in part 2, you have to go back and do the whole thing. It starts as a big nobody fight.
The fight,
kind
right?
of thing,
not
which
the game.
is what he is. Yeah, the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to redo the fight. So it's a big. The cheese deck you have with it doesn't work because the fundamental flaw of this game is if creatures fly or if they are hovering above you and you hit the attack button, Sora's attack will just swing at the ground there with you. So you now have to jump and attack. But you cannot jump and attack with any of the combo moves.
So it's all basic attack.
So I went in with my time deck and just slowly whittled away at the first half of this boss until I got to the duel. I only fought the phase 2 of this boss twice, and if I did it 3 times, I probably would have just not beaten the game. So once you do that really annoying segment, you get all your health back, you get all your cards stuff's reset, and you're fighting him as a person.
Okay.
The fight goes pretty easily, except for 2 mechanics. The first mechanic is the fact that Kingdom Hearts decided to put a Final Fantasy mechanic in called Doom. If you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, you know that Doom is basically once the timer reaches 0, you die. In Kingdom Hearts, the way it worked is you got a 7-second counter above your head, and 6 cards were like next to yours, and you had to counter all the cards or you died.
Jesus. Okay.
You had to do a card per second.
Yeah,
I had discovered that the way to beat this is to mash your attack button and hope for the best. Because you could, in 6 seconds, you could cycle through your entire deck.
So you just dump.
Mm-hmm.
You
And then
basically
you can there's a
so let me summarize for those who need this explicit description. You basically mag dumped him and said freeze.
yeah.
Okay.
He does that to you twice in the fight. Another thing he does is he eventually does a big knock up thing to you that knocks all the cards out of your deck physically, and then does a big 3-part attack that will instantly kill you if you don't if you don't pick up your cards off the ground
So
and
he
counter
makes
it.
you do 52 card pickup
Hmm.
in the middle of this fight like a asshole. Okay.
I hate this character. I hate all the. I'm so glad these characters are dead. And we're never gonna see them again.
Okay. I don't think that's true because this is a Disney game, but okay.
We totally won't see them ever again.
Never.
For
Yeah.
audio listeners, I'm staring into the camera menacingly. Um. Anyway, once you beat the fight, you come to what these some very convenient like stasis capsules at the top of the tower, at the top of the castle. And Nominee offers you a final choice. You will either I can either put you in this pod and put your memories back together, or or uh or you can remember Castle Oblivion and me. So
So
basically, if you want all your old memories back, it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna have to stasis crystal you, but you will forget Castle Oblivion.
okay. What's the negative of forgetting Castle Oblivion at this point? I mean, she
You have to be in
kidnapped
a
you.
stasis crystal in a while. Yeah, yeah.
Sure, but
And
she kidnapped you and
she's honestly
held your
she's a little bit
shit ransom.
kind of telling you go in the pod kind of thing. You know,
Right,
she's just
because
letting
she
you know that you're
regrets
gonna
the
forget
action.
me.
Yeah, she regrets
Mm-hmm.
the action, and she's like, "I will offer this choice because it is a choice, but here's the actual choice you should choose." Okay, all
Yeah,
right, I see.
and a little bit because Sora's like, I don't want to do that, but Sora then Nominee reminds him that she's a witch.
Yeah.
I think they use the word they call her a witch because technically at this point in Kingdom Hearts, a nobody has not been described yet.
Okay, she's a nobody.
But she's not really. She's a witch.
Okay.
Nominee slightly looks like a blonde Kyrie
Okay.
slightly as
All
just
right.
a hint.
Blonde
You go in the
Kyrie.
pod. Game over. Game's over. Game is over. Woo! Game's over. Let's
Yay!
go.
Game's over. Okay. And then what had
The game
happened
says,
was
"Hey, save now, and you'll get access to a different thing called with Riku."
so. Is it so? I guess here's my question: is this like Resident Evil when it goes, you've completed this game, now you can play it as this person, or is it a you've completed half the game, here's the other half of the story?
It's like that second
Okay.
one, the
Okay.
latter.
Okay.
But I would say, in time wise, it's more like you've beaten 3/4 of the. You've beaten the game. Here is a very thick epilogue kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not quite an epilogue. It's its own story. So let me give you a recap of this. Compared to Sora's side is fucking garbage. You have to go collect cards. I hate it. Riku gameplay wise, instead of having to go find a deck, the game provides you a deck
Okay.
every single time. Every world you're in, every fight you're in is a slightly different deck you are doing. I know why that is. I think it's because Riku doesn't go in the worlds at the same order Sora does, but they didn't want to change the enemy stuff, so they just give you a deck that is equivalent to on that world.
Gotcha.
That's why. So unlike with Sora, how you start on floor 0, you're going up to 13.
Yep.
Riku starts on the basement 13. He's in 13 floors
So
underground.
he's doing the opposite of what Sora's
He's getting
doing.
to the ground floor. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So basically, you are Riku starting with a wordless person voice in his head, and he is in the realm of darkness and gets ported to the 13th basement floor of Castle Oblivion.
Okay.
This is a weird castle that's doing a lot of weird stuff.
Yep.
He goes through the first world of Hollow Bastion with no one there. He doesn't see anyone he knows, just Heartless that he fights.
Okay.
At the end of it, Maleficent's there and basically is like, "You're a weirdo. Why don't you? I can give you more powers of darkness." And he's like, "I don't want powers of darkness anymore." And he beats the shit out of Maleficent.
And this is you
At the end
playing
of
as
it,
him.
this is you playing as Riku.
And Maleficent was
At
the
the
one
end
that
of it,
was basically puppet mastering him, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
but she was actually being puppet mastered by Ansem. No one really cares.
There's a
Not
puppet
really
master
fucking.
chain, but
Mm-hmm.
she was the end part of that chain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the end of Hall of Bastion, when you get to the basement 12 entrance, the unknown darkness voice inside of Riku gets a voice. Guess who it is? It's Ansem. Because really, when you killed Ansem, Ansem just retreated inside of Riku instead of the other way around.
Oh, you bitch.
So he's basically slowly getting consumed by by darkness in this floor. But don't worry, astral projection light Mickey Mouse comes to save the day.
Okay.
And basically pulls Riku out of his own darkness shithole.
So
Isn't this a fun game to talk about?
he saves Riku.
Yeah, he's not actually there, but he's astral projection there, kind of being able to talk to him. Be like,
Oh, so he's doing
he's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, he's Luke Skywalkering.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I got you. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah, totally. This is all understandable. Nothing's convoluted at all.
No, absolutely. No, I'm
No.
110% there.
Mm-hmm. This is fine.
This is fine.
Riku has basically goes through a few worlds.
Okay.
Ansem tries to creep up and be like, "You will unlock your power of darkness in me, so I can fuck do stuff. You know, I want to be a bad. Let me like. You must accept darkness. Blah 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 blah." Well, like, is happening. A couple trench coat guys notice that Riku's down there, and they're like, "What the fuck are they? What? How did he get there?" And I don't know. Who cares? Puppet guy from earlier
So the master puppets, yep. Gotcha.
the puppet ice guy
Yep.
that you fight Sora on floor 12 at like basement floor 10 you fight him,
Okay.
and
This is as Riku.
Is Riku,
Okay.
and he goes, "Ha, this is perfect," and leaves. Get to floor 9. Riku has a big fight with Ansem, but Riku then fights, well, like has a mental fight. He never actually fights Ansem. He hasn't fought Ansem yet.
Okay.
Riku then fights on the entrance to floor 9, I believe it is, himself.
Like Shadow Riku? Or are we doing the
No,
Link
it
thing?
looks like an exact copy. It looks like a copy of himself from Kingdom Hearts 1. You're wearing a slightly different, more belts outfit because Nomura, the creator of this game,
loves belts.
was into belts.
Yeah.
But
now he's into zippers,
the
isn't he?
zippers and zippers. That's right, zippers / belts. He's more belts right now than zippers, but he used to be super zippers. The Riku that you see in front of him looks like the Ansem possessed one from Kingdom Hearts 1. You go and fight yourself. And the Riku you're fighting calls you a fake constantly and all this stuff.
Okay.
But once you defeat him, once he runs away like a sad little boy, the puppet master goes and explains that he made a perfect copy of Riku with basically it's like an automaton Riku.
Okay.
I will now, when I'm referring to that Riku, refer to him as Darkness Riku.
Okay. Somebody say the Door of Darkness?
Yep.
Okay.
You fight through some floors. You fight through some organization people. Riku wrestles with the darkness inside of him. Mickey Mouse saves him a few times. You fight Darkness Riku at least 2 more times.
Okay. So he's
your
main
Darkness
antagonist.
Riku, along with Ansem. Anything that's dark, like any darkness nonsense there, and every time Riku almost falls to the darkness, Mickey Mouse saves his ass. That's all you gotta know.
All
right. There's a really annoying fight where with one of the organization guys that he steals your cards constantly, and you have to like do shit to get your cards back. It's just an annoying fight. You end up in Destiny Island because you feel bad because you don't like the castle building version of Destiny Island. You fight this card guy, and then you do one final fight against Ansem. Ansem's your main bad boss.
So he comes out of you,
and you basically,
okay.
You basically fight him, and you can wrestle with your darkness. Mickey Mouse is actually there now at the very end of the game.
Is he edgelord?
But this, no, he's in his he's in a red and black, like, so basically it's almost like a Sora outfit, but like reversed a little bit.
Oh, okay.
That's actually his main outfit. The edge ones is there. This is actually where Mickey and Riku meet, I believe, a man named Diz. Diz gives them their outfits, their edgy outfits, and says, "Take these. It will help protect you from darkness."
Okay.
Essentially. And here Riku finds out that with Naminé. Basically, this is Riku and Mickey finding out that what's going on with Naminé, and all this stuff. What's going on with Naminé and Sora, and they see somehow Sora's pod is now on the base floor of this place, and they see, well, we have to protect Riku while Naminé puts her memories back together.
Okay.
And this guy named Diz is basically watching over Naminé now and stuff. And that's the story of Chain Memories.
Is that the story of Chain of Memories, or is there more?
After credits, you get this weird thing of seeing a guy that looks like sort of looks like Sora, but he's got white hair and he doesn't know what his name is, and that gives you
It's
the hint of a
Sora.
guy named Roxas.
Oh, okay. All right, so completed Chain of Memories. What's after Chain of Memories?
Technically, it's Kingdom Hearts 2. Modern Square Enix would like you to watch the cutscenes of Days next. It kind of ruins Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit because it just announces all the organization members where Kingdom Hearts 2 slowly reveals them. But it makes the whole playing 6 hours of Roxas at the start of Kingdom Hearts 2 for no reason understandable. We've technically watched all the Days cutscenes. If you ever want to watch them, they're all on YouTube. It tells you the story of from the time period between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Remember that point I said when Sora becomes a Heartless? It's that time until the start of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Chain of Memories is about like 23 days. So Days is the story of Axel, Roxas, and a woman named Xion. They are all what's known as nobodies. This is where the story gets really convoluted. When Sora became a Heartless, his body was ported to Twilight Town.
Nobody.
Because he became a nobody.
Yeah.
And
so his
a
nobody
man named
is
Xemnas.
Oh, Xemnas. Okay.
Well, no, a guy named Xembus found him and gave him his name, which is Roxas.
Yeah.
All nobody's names are an anagram of their base name with an X put in them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
just something to remember. That's their naming thing. Axel, Xion, stuff like that. Don't worry about it. It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Axel's name is Lee.
Okay.
So, stuff like that. Roxas becomes the 13th member of Organization 13. He has no memories of his past. He is dubbed the Keyblade's Chosen. He can wield a Keyblade.
So he is a nobody that can
wield a Keyblade.
Wield a Keyblade, which I'm guessing that
Ain't that neat?
Yeah. So I'm guessing that is yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's pretty weak. Towards about 6-7 days in, the Organization 13 gets a 14th member, which is kind of odd. And it is a hooded figure that no one really knows. She can also wield a Keyblade and can do stuff.
Okay.
Shortly after she comes around, Rox is passed out for about 30. No, yeah, he goes unconscious, and Axel leaves for about 30-ish days.
Okay.
This is the events of Chain of Memories happening. Okay. Axel's gone in Castle Oblivion. Roxas is passed out as they are jiggering with his memories, because that's where do you think all of Sora's memories are going?
Roxas.
When Naminé is doing it, they're going to Roxas.
Right.
Roxas becomes more powerful when he wakes up, and also Xion seems to be Xion now. This person who's hooded has a face and stuff. Okay. They like to go meet on their Axel and Roxas are friends already, and they meet up at the top of this clock tower in this Twilight-ish city known as Twilight Town eventually.
Okay.
Xion starts meeting up with them. There's a very well done scene. There's a very well done scene where every time Roxas is talking to Xion, you see her face, but when Axel's talking to her, you just see like a hooded figure. Okay. Until Axel says her name, and then you see her face there. Okay. This is hinting at the fact that only people who have relationships with Xion see her face.
Is Xion the witch?
No. Xion once her face is revealed to the people, looks like Kairi almost exactly with black hair.
Would that be because Kairi technically turned into a Heartless when she was out of her body?
No.
Okay.
If you were going to make that assumption, your assumption of that would be maybe Naminé, which is why she is a witch, but not a nobody.
Okay.
Because Kairi was technically never turned into a Heartless, but she was technically also didn't really have a body. Her body was just kind of there.
Her body was chilling.
So Naminé is the kind of maybe her nobody, but it's weird because she was never turned into a Heartless technically.
Right.
Anyway, basically Shion, Axel, and Roxas go on and do a bunch of stuff. Shion runs away at some point because she is slowly getting more memories of Sora, which is confusing to her.
Okay. And she doesn't know Sora.
She doesn't know Sora. No. She doesn't know anything. Both Roxas and her do not remember their past at all.
Okay.
There is a point where Shion starts becoming stronger than Roxas, and Roxas starts losing power. And Axel starts kind of being dissuaded to them. Axel knows this whole time what Shion is and what Roxas is.
Okay.
Eventually, it comes to a point where he says, "Don't you notice that she's taking all your power? They only need one of you. They don't need both of you. That's why there's 14 members. They don't. With Castle Oblivion's plans failed of basically taming Riku. I mean, taming Sora. Right? They were trying to make Sora a puppet to do things. So they're using his nobody now, but his nobody's not powerful enough. And there's also this other thing. That's Shion. Eventually, Shion runs into Riku in the world because they're every day they're being sent out on these missions to kill Heartless, basically.
Right.
Shion runs into Riku. Riku has sticker shock seeing her because she looks just like Kairi and stuff. And basically, like, he knows what she is, sort of. He figures it out because in the background, this year that's being in place, Naminé has been trying now to put Sora back together. But she didn't know that the organization stole some of his memories and put them into Roxas and Shion. So now, as long as those two exist, Sora's memories can never be put back together.
So you're saying that Sora needs to kill these people.
These people need to no longer exist.
These people need to unalive.
Yes, and you're not killing them because nobodies were never meant to exist in the first place.
That's so classist.
That's why they're called nobodies.
That's so classist.
It's the idealistic. The ideas of this. While this whole game and the cutscenes of it are trying to very much humanize these people, you have Diz and Naminé, and Diz is just constant. Like, nobodies were never meant to be existed. It's literally so it's a guy impersonating in Kingdom Hearts 2. Diz is voiced by. Fuck, what's his? Hold on, I gotta look it up. It's this is voiced by a very famous person.
What else did he do? What else did he do?
Voice. I'm gonna tell you, Aaron. It's Christopher Lee. That's
how did you not know about Christopher Lee?
I was getting him mixed up
Sir
with Lord of the Rings. Sir Christopher Lee. Yes, I'm sorry. But in Chain of Memories, because Christopher Lee had passed by the time that, or not passed, but either passed or retired by the time Chain of Memories got voiced, and Days got revoiced in these up-res cutscenes. They have someone else doing it, but he's basically like, nobodies were never meant to exist. They're killing them doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? And so, but eventually, towards the end of the game, all that matters is you're humanizing. This is all a thing of humanized nobodies. But at the end, Shion is super powerful, and Roxas, like, they actually show some of the fight of Roxas fighting her because she turns into a giant, like, nobody abomination thing, and because she basically wants Roxas to beat her. Because if she loses to Roxas, there's not two entities, there's just one.
So she doesn't want to be the entity to win.
Yeah, she basically, or if she wins, she's gonna beat Roxas, and then she's already talked to Riku and Naminé, and she's just gonna go into Sora.
Okay.
But
there's a lot of going into people.
A lot. We're not done yet, though, either. During this, also, we find out that Shion is a puppet. She is made of the same stuff that Dark Riku is made of. So she's basically an automaton that has memories put into her.
Okay.
So, and that
okay.
is there. And you also we have now found out the important role of the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Okay.
If you don't remember someone, they don't exist. So Shion was never an entity. Shion doesn't have a soul. So Shion is just memories. If Shion, the memories of Shion is specifically via Kingdom Hearts lore is Sora's memories of Kairi in a
so
body.
so okay, got you. So Shion, because no one remembers Shion.
Yeah, once if Shion doesn't exist, if Shion gets absorbed into Sora or
No one will know.
Roxas, she will fade. She'll just poof out of existence. No one remembers her, and this happens when Roxas beats Shion. He's sad for a while, and literally by like he's walking down the street, and Riku's now like, well, Shion's now in Roxas. I gotta go beat the shit out of Roxas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get the ending credit scene of the extra special ending credit scene of two Keyblade wielders fighting for some reason. It was Riku and Roxas.
Okay.
And Roxas, as he's fighting Riku, is pissed off because he's already forgotten Shion. He's like, why do I remember? Who is this I've forgotten? Who is she?
Right.
And he's already forgotten her. And
He's looking
Riku's
for
just
answers.
Riku's trying to bring him in to basically get him to become Sora because he still thinks he's his own entity and doesn't know things.
Okay.
You fight Roxas, you fight Riku as Roxas, and you win. But Riku he looks a little older now. He's got a blindfold on, and basically he's fighting you blind monk style, and eventually he's like, all right, idiot, and takes his blindfold off. And the moment he takes his blindfold off, he looks like Ansem from the first game.
Oh.
And he goes full darkness mode to capture Roxas.
So he's Ansem.
He looks like him. He starts calling himself Ansem. He starts calling himself Ansem, but he's very much Riku. He goes and has a meeting with Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse goes to attack him, and then he realizes it's Riku under the skin. And Riku goes, "You have to basically protect Sora when he wakes up, because I can't do it. You know, Sora will attack this." And he puts on his cloak, and you never see him again. He works with Diz a little bit, and Diz laughs in Chain of Memory. This is the blur of of days to Kingdom Hearts 2, because both these scenes are in both the games. When he reintroduces himself to Diz, he calls himself Ansem, and Diz laughs.
Diz knows.
And that's At the end of it, Roxas wakes up in Twilight Town with his friends, and his memory completely kind of wiped in Twilight Town with Hayner, Pence, and Olette. And that ends the game and is the start of Kingdom Hearts 2.
So Roxas is not dead.
No, Roxas at the end it doesn't die at the end. Roxas, because in Kingdom Hearts 2, for the first 7 days of Kingdom Hearts, you play as Roxas.
That's right. Okay, but he will die in
Kingdom Hearts 2, and we can go into it. We played this much in stream. At the start of Kingdom Hearts 2, you play as Roxas in Twilight Town, and he literally does the same quote of Kingdom Hearts 1 at the start. I've been having a lot of strange dreams lately. And it's like he's getting all these memories of Sora, as it's really just Naminé pulling strings in the background to sync up their memories. And at the end of the tutorial of it, Roxas is just kind of pissed off. He's like, well, I guess I'm really just you anyway. And they become one. Okay. And none of that story matters anymore. Congratulations.
So
we're back
both
to
those
Sora.
games don't mean anything.
At our current point in the storyline, yes. So Kingdom Hearts 2 is Sora learning about all these strange nobody stuff, and we're eventually going to go fight them and beat the shit out of all of them and stuff like that, while trying to find Mickey. Well, we've already found him in the game, but you know.
So we're again trying to find the king.
No, you find the king about halfway through Kingdom Hearts 2. That's where you get the divine. Hey guys, did somebody mention the door to darkness? That's where you get that line. We're already there. We found Mickey. That line happened. If you missed it on stream, sorry, I'm not saving the VODs because they all got muted.
Yeah, Disney be like that.
Disney be like that. We don't even publish them. It's not safe.
So, Okay. Okay. So we have
Do you
two
have any
games.
questions?
Yes, we have two games in the series so far that mean nothing.
Yeah, essentially. For now, we'll have a third. Do you want, we're not going to play it.
Is that the
We're not even going to
DDR
watch
one?
his cutscenes. No, we will play that one.
Oh, okay.
Well, so that's actually, I think. Are you thinking about Melody of Memories?
Yes.
I guess there's 4. Melody of Memories is a retelling of everything after Kingdom Hearts 3. The only scene that matters is the very end of it.
Gotcha. So okay. Okay. All right.
And the other one I'm thinking of is called Kingdom Hearts Recoded. It used to be Kingdom Hearts Coded. It was a handheld phone game that didn't do much, so they remade it in Kingdom Hearts 2. It literally doesn't do anything besides let you understand the idea that souls can be put in data. That's all you need to know.
Is that important?
Maybe.
All right. So, all right. So we have two games that are practically meaningless because at the start of Kingdom Hearts 2, we have nullified everything that's happened.
They're also not totally worthless. There is a guy named Zigbar in Days. As everything's fucking around and Roxas has a shit ton of Sora's memories, he gives Zigbar, who's one of the members of the organization, a look, and he goes, "Why do you always give me that look? Except it looks like a character you've never seen in any of the Kingdom Hearts games."
They Mass Effect 3 ending us.
Basically.
In the middle of a series.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Okay.
But don't worry, when Mass Effect 6 comes out, it's all relevant again.
Speaking of which.
Technically 7. So yeah, I'm glad we broke this up because it's been an hour and I barely finished talking about Chain of Memories. I hate Chain of Memories, by the way. It's awful.
Do you?
Days, I would love to. Days seems like it'd been a fun game to play, but they don't let me play it. Basically was a for the DS. It was like a Monster Hunter kind of game. Like you just fought giant heartless monsters and like had to do stuff, and it looks really fun. I've seen gameplay of it. Nope, we're never getting that. Fuck that game.
Yeah, fuck that game. Hey, next year, Mass Effect 5.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Oh, Mass Effect 4.
Maybe Mass Effect 3 endings will matter.
No, there is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Don't worry, Joe. Next week, I'll probably beat Kingdom Hearts 2 and maybe we'll beat Birth by Sleep. We can talk about that if you want. If anyone gives a fuck, I really don't care because Birth by Sleep is probably my favorite unnumbered Kingdom Hearts game.
Why is it unnumbered?
Because it's not a numbered series. It was on the PSP.
Oh, okay.
Called Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Oh, Birth by Sleep. You've talked about
It's a prequel.
Huh.
Spoiler: the guy that Zigbar was talking about, that game that looked that he saw a reflection of, is one of the characters in Birth by Sleep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a question.
It is also
going to sound real rude. Why the fuck do we care about these two games that we just played?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Thank you everybody for watching. This has been a very
To let you know a little bit of spoilers too. Between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, there are 3 games. One of them is essentially a tech demo, the other is a prequel, and one is the 2 weeks between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3.
Is that one at least important? Okay, it's not.
Sorta.
Perfect.
Yes. No, it is actually. It's super important. It's super important actually.
Oh.
It explains why so many people get rezzed.
Okay. Interesting. Well.
That's right, I forget. I sometimes forget that fucking this is spoilers, but in between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, a lot of people get resurrected.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
But
all right.
But in Birth by Sleep, Leonard Nimoy is the bad guy's voice.
Yeah, I love Leonard Nimoy. Are you gonna
then it's a different person's voice in Dream Drop Distance. And then it's another person's voice in Kingdom Hearts 3. Do you know why? That voice
kept dying.
Anyway, died, rest in peace.
Yep.
And then the guy in Dream Drop Distance also died.
That
sucks. Just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Are you gonna play any of those games on stream?
Yeah, all of them. I think after we're done here, maybe beat Kingdom Hearts 2 today. I don't know.
I'll go beat
I
Kingdom
may
Hearts 2. Thank you
go
so
for
much
it.
for joining us today on the the Kingdom Hearts
Maybe we'll
hour.
take a break from Kingdom Hearts next week, and we'll have an own podcast.
We'll actually have a podcast. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we'll have a real podcast. Instead of me just ranting for an hour
Oh
about
no,
just synapses.
no! If you finish the series, then we'll just fucking do it. Yep.
I
Yep.
don't know.
Yep. Do it. Do it.
Anyway, this is the You Don't Have to Be Right podcast. Thank you for being our 3 patrons, Schism, Snoops, and Keith. We'll do the post in a second. I really got to go to the bathroom, so please hit the stop recording button. Okay, bye.
Bye.